Hi, I'm Mr. Huber, and in this video I would like to give you an introduction to problem 7. Now look, this problem 7 is now a combination of everything we've learned so far. We have A, U, and V. Now look, we started off with the original parabola, and we put an A in front of it, a number in front of it. So we have the first three were happy parabolas because the number in front of it were positive. If the number in front of it is greater than 1, it's a vertical stretch. If it's between 0 and 1, it's a vertical shrink. You can reread this and go back to this exercise. Then we put negative numbers in front of it. So that resulted in sad parabolas. So this is the sad original one. Then when you put a number in front of it which is less than -1, it will be a vertical stretch. Okay, will be stretched apart as a sad parabola. And this one, if you put a number in front of it between -1 and 0, it will be a vertical shrink, okay, as a sad parabola. So that was our coefficient A, vertical stretches and shrinks. Then we went to this exercise and we added numbers in the back, or we subtracted numbers. So that resulted in a vertical translation, okay? So you go up at your happy parabola, original happy parabola, you translate it vertically by 3 units, upwards. This one is translated vertically by 3 units, but now downwards. This one is a sad parabola, translated downwards by one unit. And this is a sad parabola translated upwards by 1 unit. Okay, so that's your vertical translation. Now the horizontal translation. This one, happy parabola, because it's positive. Sad parabola, because it has a minus in front of it. So this one is translated to the left, because when you plug in -4, it will be at its lowest point. Here, this will be translated to the right. It's a bit counterintuitive, because when you plug in 4, it will be at its lowest point. This one is a sad parabola, translated to the right, because when you plug in 5, it will be at its highest point. This is a sad parabola, translated to the left, because when you plug in -5, it will be at its highest point. Okay. Now, here you can see it's clearly a combination of all of this. So let's have a look at this demonstration. Well, GeoGebra can't do it in a different way. So it's just 1x minus 0 squared plus 0. And now look, the vertical number. This is just x squared for the moment, vertical. You move it vertically, okay? You just go up, for example, by 1. So it's 1, and then 1 to the right, 1 up, 2 to the right, 4 up. It's the original parabola still. So as you go down by 1 unit, well, clear, still the original parabola, 1 to the right, 1 up, 2 to the right, 4 up, and so on. But well, the vertex is now moved down to -0, -1. Okay, so that's the vertical translation. Now the horizontal translation. You go to 2, for example, then it's x minus 2 squared, it's 2 to the right. You go to -2, so it's x plus 2 squared, you go to the left, okay? Now your vertical stretch, let's switch these on. See, as I go up to 2, as I go up to 2, it stretches it apart. As I go to 0.5, for example, everything will be halved. Well, very fiddly again. Well, it's difficult to make it work. Here we go. So everything will be halved. So instead of going through 1, 1, it goes through 1 and 0.5. Instead of going through 2, 4, it goes through 2, 2. Very easy. Now look, For same thing for negative parabolas, vertical, horizontal, and your stretch and shrink. So this is a shrink, this is a stretch, okay? For example, -3, everything will be multiplied by -3. So instead of going through 1 minus 1, it goes through 1 minus 3. Okay, very easy to understand. And now you can combine everything. So let's have a vertical shrink with 0.5. Then let's move it up by 2 units. And let's shift it or translate it to the left by 3 units. Here we go. Look, it's 0.5. That's your vertical shrink or stretch. In this case, it's a shrink. Then it's x plus 3, so it will be shifted to the left. Then it's plus 2, it will be shifted upwards, translated upwards, okay? So the vertical translation is 2, the horizontal translation is -3, and your shrink is 0.5. You could do the same thing for a negative, for a sad parabola. Let's go for a vertical stretch. Here we go. Let's move it up by, let's say, 5, why not? And, well, this is now a vertical stretch. It's a sad parabola because you have a negative number in front of it. So it's x plus 3, so it will be shifted to the left. And it's translated vertically by 5 units. Well, you can go to the right if you want to. Let's try and hit 3. So now, look, sad parabola. The original parabola, the negative original parabola, would go through 1 to the right, 1 down. So it would go through 4, 4. Or 2 to the right and 4 down, so it would go through 5, 1. Now look, if I stretch it, instead of going through 4, 4, it goes now through 4, 3. Instead of going through 5, 1, it goes now through 5 minus 3, because everything was doubled. Okay, so I hope it wasn't too difficult. See you in the next one.